Hey Dave, so a bit of a controversial victory, I would say.
Controversial?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
You don't think so?
Mate, he landed a lot of heavy shots on me, but did nothing in between. It was a tough fight, I'll give it, not controversial.
I mean,
I won on points. And I didn't have my, whatever excuse you want to give. He fought well, he punched hard, but in between those hard punches, he didn't do anything. I jabbed him all day, but he was good, he was tough.
Yeah, I mean, his whole game plan seemed to be the right hand.
Yeah, and you know what, and the thing about it is, when you fight unorthodox guys like that just throw anything, it's hard, because I don't spar guys like that. So but you know, I'll give him credit, he fought well, he threw hard punches, I've got a granite chin, he was never going to knock me out, not one of them rocked me. By the time third round came, I felt better. You know, because I only had 10 minutes to warm up. My whole time was off with my preparation in terms of the day. Thanks, bro. But you know, it was one of those things. The win's a win. I needed that knockout bonus. I get $2 if I knock him out, but I didn't, so I'm broke again. I already sent the money. The purse already gone to my kids last week.
He seemed to be landing most of the power punches, though.
He landed a lot of power punches, but in between that, he did this boxing, mate. I boxed him. He landed a lot of power punches. I jabbed him in between all of those. He maybe landed flush 6 punches in each round. I landed flush, heaps of jabs. It's one of those things. I won.
Would you think it was a unanimous decision, or would you agree? You would agree with that? Yeah.
I think he needed a split decision or draw.
I mean, the way you stood up to his punches, I mean, that was just incredible. That was a testimony in itself.
I come from a tough background, mate.
Yeah.
I've got scars all over my head. No one knows the hard knocks I've been through. A punch does not scare me, but I've got to be smarter with it. I can't fall into the trap of getting hit and saying, "Oh, come on, hit me more." You know what I mean? I fell into that.
Yeah.
And some of that, I only had 10 minutes to warm up. I didn't have my eye in. I wasn't warmed up properly, and so it took me 2 rounds to get into it, and my ego got on the way.
Yeah.
It did. You know, he was landing a punch. I should have just stepped away. When he landed a couple of hard punches, I should have stepped away and just jabbed him again. Instead, I just stood there and said, "That doesn't hurt. Hit me again." That's what I was telling him. You know.
Yeah.
And it's silly.
I mean, it was thoroughly entertaining, though. I mean, that's what people have came to see.
And that's what I'm about. That's what Buttabean's about. Entertaining. Whoever I fight's entertaining.
Yeah.
Next year we're going to take on Paul Gallen. I got minimum 10 fights next year, and I'm just on the bigger and better things. So, you know, I'm a work in progress. I got no amateur background. This is my 4th fight this year, but other than that, I got nothing. So I'm still a work in progress, and hopefully I'm on to bigger and better things. I just keep going. I got to tweak a few things with my camp, and with getting here on time and warming up properly. No excuses though. He was tough, but I won.
Yeah, he was a good opponent.
He was a good test because he was fit.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
But you know what I mean? 2 extra rounds over, I would have had him, so I was still fine.
Okay.
I told Duco tonight I want 6 rounds every fight for the next few fights. It's got to be 6 rounds because I might not be as explosive as him. I've got fitness over those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you did have strategy. I mean, there were some veteran moves in there. You were sort of putting weight on him.
I'm trying to do that, but I need more time. I'm not explosive. I'm still working on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fights close together, so I haven't had time to work on explosiveness and transferring power. So I've got to work on all that. And,
it's a learning curve, right?
It's a learning curve.
Yeah, exactly.
Today, you got to learn with everything. I learned a lot today.
You got some extra rounds to develop your skills.
Yeah. I'm still worrying about tickets on a fight night. At 6 o'clock, I'm still worrying about who's giving tickets out to people. I shouldn't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? So it's about things that organising things for the team and just get everything down to a fine-tooth comb. You know?
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, 2014. I mean, it's ended on a good note. Do you think you can learn from this performance?
100%.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That right hand and stuff.
To be honest, I've got a good right hand. I should have thrown it more. There's heaps of things that you should have, could have, would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
End of the day, I didn't have a good performance, but I still won.
But you stood there. You took his punches.
I showed people I could take a punch.
That was.
Look,
you showed what you were made of. Yeah.
Would have knocked out most people that were
definitely,
on the card tonight.
Definitely. It was a straight right hand. It came all the way from white.
It wasn't straight. It was a looping.
It's an overhand.
Wild overhand right.
Yeah.
And it caught me every time.
Yeah.
And when it caught me, I should have caught onto it. But I didn't because my pride got in my way.
Yeah. Does it hurt when you get hit? Like,
hurt.
Or does it not? You don't feel it.
One of those punches hurt me. They were hard.
Yeah.
But look,
didn't phase you. Didn't daze you.
Me at all.
Yeah.
I've been hit with some hard punches, metal bars, bar stools, bats, I've been to uni, I talk educated, but I've had a tough life. So a punch doesn't worry me. Saying that, if the punch lands in the right spot, of course it's gonna knock me out. But it's very hard to knock me out. Hence the reason why they have a 15 grand knockout bonus on me and mine's only 2 grand. Because my one will be more, what do you call it?
Because he's the underdog, right? I mean, yeah, exactly.
It's going to be harder for him to knock me out than it will be for me to knock him out. But he had a granite chin too.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just 2 more rounds I would have had him by TKO at least. You know, but I spoke to all the officials around the ring. It was clear that I won because I was more active in between his flurries. I was more active. I just couldn't find my groove, you know.
Yeah.
You have those nights. You have those things.
How did you feel the main event went?
Awesome, mate. Joseph's unbelievable. I keep telling everyone.
Did you predict the knockout, or were you thinking of?
I thought it would be a knockout. He's unbelievable. Like he's going to be fighting for the world championship in 2 years, 100%.
What you mean with like Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury?
Whoever the world champion is.
Yeah.
With Duco behind him and his management being Duco, he will be fighting for the world championship in 2 years. They got connections. You know what I mean? And they know the right people and they know how to move their fighter up in the rankings. Joseph's got the skill to back it up. He's unbelievable. Speed, power, everything. You know, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
He'll be a world champion, 100%. And the good thing about that is, that means I'm fighting on his world championship cards.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Like I'm always fighting
That's crazy exposure, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I just got to keep in the mix. The better he goes, the better it is for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's unbelievable. I'll take my hat off to Joseph.
Yeah. Because most people were questioning whether he had the 1 KO punch, you know. And tonight he silenced the critics with that. I mean,
he's got it, and it's timing as well. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't need to have the outright power. You just got to be timing it right. But tonight just displayed just unbelievable power, accuracy, speed. This
is going to be all over the headlines tomorrow, right?
To be honest, this guy was no match for him. And I thought he was going to be, but it turned out he wasn't.
He was almost like a beanstalk, and Joe was just chopping him down slowly, taking his time.
He was a punching bag.
Yeah.
But he had the credentials. You know, he's only 1 ranking behind Joseph. He only lost to the top 6 guy in the world a month ago. He had the credentials, but Joseph's too good.
Yeah. Kevin Barry seemed pretty happy with him.
Oh, yeah.
He said it was one of the best. Yeah. Anyway, Buttabean, let's go celebrate. You deserve it.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks for the amazing performance you put up.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. I'll send you another link on
GladrapChannel.